Mitchem here at the Forex Trading Coach. Good to see you here, and welcome to the Trade Zone for Wednesday, the 1st of March, 2023. Thanks once again to Eightcap for allowing this to happen, and thanks to Eightcap for asking me to be the March presenter. Hope you enjoyed Monday's session, and so we're going to be holding Monday and Wednesday sessions for the next month, which is fantastic. Looking forward to that. As always, comments, ask questions, use the comments tab on here. We are going live on YouTube, so just type in questions, comments, anything you'd like me to cover, or something you'd like me to go over again, then I can stop and help you out with that. So today being the 1st of March, I wanted to cover 12 monthly chart trades that I've taken today myself. Now, that's quite a lot of trades. I don't generally find we get as many trades as that at the beginning of the month, but it's kind of like the phrase of make hay while the sun shines. And so the sun is shining, the charts are giving us the trades, so I've taken the trades. So let me start with those, and then we'll look at a daily chart trade that I've taken today on gold against the US dollar. And then I want to share with you a 12-hour chart trade as well. And then we can have a look at the Eightcap's calendar and calculator that they have on their site. So as always, questions, bring them in and ask away. So the first trade I'd like to share with you is the US Japanese yen. And I think this is a fantastic opportunity to buy the US yen on the monthly charts. It's looking very, very strong. Remember that every single one of these bars represents 1 month. This is the little candle in here is the start of this month. It's small because obviously today is the first day of the month, and we're only 7 hours into this candle. Now, this is the February candle that's just closed earlier today, and this is the January candle. So what am I looking at? Well, first thing I'm looking at is what's the bigger picture trend? Clearly an uptrend, but more recently, and by the way, I took this as a sell trade. This is a sell trade from the beginning of December based on November's trade. That's a reversal. What I'm now looking for is the bigger picture uptrend to continue. So I'm looking for the pattern where I have an uptrend, a pullback, and some indecision. Because if you think about what's happening here, the price has dropped from about this close on this 150 level all the way down here to about 127. And it's done that really quickly. Two very strong bearish candles here in November and then again in December. Then the January candle suddenly stalls with this indecision candle here. And that's telling me that all of a sudden this downtrend may not continue. But I cannot take a trade there until I see confirmation. And that's exactly what we've just closed with here at the end of the February candle with a very good, strong bullish candle. My software shows a hanging man candle followed by an engulfing bar. So indecision followed by a confirmation. I also look for what I call a U shape, being a buy trade, as I mentioned on Monday. So I'm looking for like this U-shaped pattern. If you can imagine like a small letter U here, that's what we're starting to see. So we've had a new low formed here on this candle on January, around the 127 level. February's opened, it's come down, and then it's gone all the way back up and closed really strongly. So a good strong close off the middle Bollinger Band, because here's the bottom band, here's the middle, here's the upper. So this is a great part of the chart for a continuation trade. Now, there's one more thing here that really makes this a fantastic trade for me as a setup candle, and it's this arrow down here. This is what I call a hidden positive divergence. So the stochastics from this point here down to here have had a massive drop, enormous drop in the stochastics from around this sort of mid to upper 60s down to here, down below the 20 level, the oversold area. At the same time, the lows in the price from this same point here to this same point here, the lows, as you can follow this dotted line, have gone up. So therefore, the lows in the price have drastically increased as the lows in the stochastics have dropped. Therefore, that's a positive hidden divergence signal. Put it all together, it's a continuation pattern. The other last thing before we move on would be I don't have any previous swing highs in the way of my profit target, and I don't have the upper Bollinger Band in the way. So really nice trade there. I'm really liking that one. So that's the US yen. Now, a lot of these look quite similar, so I'll run through some of these other ones a little bit quicker because they are predominantly US dollar strength related. So the next one here is on the US dollar Danish kroner. Again, monthly chart, bigger picture uptrend, a pullback here to the middle Bollinger Band. This time it's sitting beautifully off the middle Bollinger Band. It's formed a new swing low here. Again, the U-shaped pattern that we look for. And I'm now looking for this to continue upwards. Our stochastics are very low and starting to rise. Now, the good thing is with Eightcap here, all these pairs that I'm going to share with you, and some of them are slightly more minor pairs like US Danish kroner and then US Chinese yuan. So even though they might be slightly more exotic pairs or minor pairs, the great thing is that Eightcap provide them. So lots of opportunity for you there. This is a monthly chart on the US Chinese yuan, and it is predominantly over here on the left-hand side because I do not have a lot of data on here. It's I can only go back to April of last year. But what I am seeing here is more recently an uptrend, a pullback. Again, we took this as a sell trade and hit profit on this last month. But now I'm waiting for the pullback, and now I've got a double bottom here looking for the price to head back up. Now, I'm looking for a retracement on all these trades first. So you don't have to jump in straight away at the market. I'm looking for a pullback and then for the extension. The next trade that I have is, if I can find it down here, it is the US, oh, it's right next door. There it is. The US Thai Baht. Again, quite an exotic pair, but the pattern is there. And that's the important thing here. Big uptrend, pullback, and looking for the engulfing candle here, looking for the price to head back up. Lincoln's just said, I'm curious about how long trades take to play out on the monthly time frame. Lincoln, the easy answer is think of it as candles. Don't really worry so much about length of time because for me, if I'm trading a daily chart, I might find that a trade might be open for a few hours through to a day or two. If I'm trading a 12-hour chart or a 4-hour chart, let's say, I'm going to share with you a 12-hour chart here shortly as well. But if I'm trading one of those, I'm expecting those to stay open 1, 2, 3, 4 bars because that's what generally is needed. So it's all proportionate to the time frame trade that you are actually placing. However, if I just go back to the Chinese trade as an example for you, this was taken here and closed out for full profit within 2 bars. So in other words, 2 months. And the US yen trade actually that I showed right at the very beginning was very, very similar, Lincoln. It's a trade here. This was within, actually, if I draw my fibs, I think we hit profit on that one. Yeah, we hit profit target in 1 month on that trade. So within the first bar, the first candle, I hit the profit target on that trade. So it depends. Is the answer. On a reversal like this, you generally want to see your profit target hit relatively soon because you are reversing against this big previous uptrend. With a continuation like this, we may get a sudden takeoff this month and it may head up. It may just stall a bit. It may come back and then next month may track up again. So hard to say like right now, but I would say you've got to be prepared on something like this to give it maybe 1, 2, 3 bars. So I hope that helps answers your question there, Lincoln. The next trade here, which is the 5th trade here on the monthly charts, is the US Polish Zloty. And don't worry about, I'm not looking at Euro US, Aussie US, New Zealand US, because some of those will come first of all, but also I trade the pattern. So I'm trading where I see the high probability pattern, not so much what the currency pair is. But of course, we do trade the major pairs as well, and the sell trades are more major. So here we are on the US Polish Zloty. Very, very similar, and they've all got the same general form of pattern here with the uptrend, the pullback, and the hanging man on the January candle. This is now an outside bar, what I call an outside bar, which means the low is lower than the previous candle, the high is higher than the previous candle. Hanging man gives me indecision. The outside bar gives me a confirmation that the bigger picture uptrend is likely to continue after a pullback. The other thing I like about this is if you have a look at this area here where this candle closed and this one opened, it's at exactly that high from March of 2020. And then if we go back a bit further here, back into December of 2016. So a very strong was resistance level, now becomes support. So really good reason why this is likely to hold. We've already got the middle Bollinger Band. We've got the previous indecision, the swing low, the hidden positive divergence again. So all that's in its favor. And now I'm building more and more layers to this picture to say now we're bouncing at a level for a reason. And exactly like all the other trades, lots of room for this trade to move before any swing high or the upper Bollinger Band. So one more. I do have another trade here for you on the US dollar index as a buy trade, and then we'll look at the short sell trades. The US dollar index here, very similar, big uptrend, pullback, which by the way was started by this indecision candle. And then we've come back here. Again, there's a lack of data on the US dollar index on the monthly charts here. I'll just see if I can just force it to update. No, it hasn't, but it has come back to the middle Bollinger Band, uptrend pullback, middle Bollinger Band, and the uptrend likely to continue again. So they are the buy trades that I've taken today, being the first of the month. Let's have a look at the sell trade, shall we? And get some great patterns here, like really, really good patterns. So we're going back more traditional now. Now we're on the Euro US dollar. Massive downtrend. So again, monthly charts. This is January of 2021, and the price has basically fallen. All that time, it's fallen until we get to September of last year. And then we get the pullback. So the pullback comes off the bottom band back to the middle Bollinger Band. And this is the right part of the chart that I look for a continuation trade. I'm now seeing my confirmation, my bearish candle here. You can draw a trend line break up through here as well. And I'm now looking for this to continue downwards. My stochastics are overbought, and I have lots of room to move towards my profit target. Nothing really there in the way. And the opposite of what we were looking for when we're looking for the buy trades, we're looking for the U shape. This time we're looking for a small letter N shape, an N shape here. So here's our N. And we're now looking for this to fall. Another nice point here is this series or this area of lows back here in January, February, March, April of 2020 forms a beautiful resistance area, or could form a nice resistance area here to get a limit order in on this trade. So that's the first position on the sells. Keeping with the more major pairs, the next position that I have here is, if I scroll the right way, it's the Aussie US dollar. And that's coming up on your screen now. So Aussie US dollar here. Lincoln, very consistent on the patterns, very clean setups. They are very clean setups. And as mentioned at the beginning, I don't generally have 12 monthly chart setups. Quite unusual to have that many. But what I'm seeing here is just very high quality setups. I love most of these are continuations, so I'm trading with the bigger picture after a pullback. Stathium, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Hi there, Andrew. So even in the US Chinese yuan monthly chart, you can analyze that chart with just the uptrend and pullback showing. Yeah, I have seen it on another chart to show me more data. So I have looked at that with more data to show me the stochastics and the bands, etc., like that. But just general picture, you are correct. The general picture is what I need. These levels I have in here, ignore these levels. Sorry, they're a bit scrunched up because they are my daily support, resistance, and pivot points. I'm looking at the pattern here on a monthly chart. So I'm still looking at round numbers and things like that as well. You have a look at this Aussie US dollar here. Well, you guys on here, you tell me, what is the level on here that I could use? It's a bit of a clue on the right-hand side over here. What is the good, strong level there? Type in the price level that I can use here to protect my stop loss. So I'm looking at putting my stop loss above a certain level, a certain price level. Love you to type in for those of you on here live, and let me know what that is. While you're doing that, I'm going to continue here with the bigger picture downtrend. By the way, the reversal started with an indecision candle and an engulfing bar, which again, by the way, we took this as a buy trade and hit profit on it in 2 months, 2 bars. Now we've seen that stalling, the double top through here, and now the yes, round number. Give me an actual price though, Stathium. Give me an actual price level, a number. You are correct. It is a round number I'm using as a stop loss protection. Just have a look over on the right-hand side of the chart. And it gives you a real big clue there. So this time I'm now looking for the downtrend to continue. I've got a trend line break up through here. My stochastics are pretty high and hidden negative divergence. So that means my stochastics are getting higher at the same time. And by the way, my software plots this for you. You don't have to even look for this. It plots it. The highs in the price have got lower. So now we're looking for lower highs in the price as we have higher highs in the stochastics. That gives us the clue. It doesn't mean to say that every time we see a buy or bullish or bearish divergence, we take a trade. Absolutely not. What you have to do is have all the candle patterns in the right part of the chart first. This is just the cream on top. This gives you the added bonus and added confidence that this is a good trade setup. So the price I'm looking for in here is the 70 level, 0.70 in there. So have a look at that level and there. And that means I can put my stop loss above that really strong level. Now, by the way, I'm not taking a market order on this one here, or you could split your position. You could put a market order in and a retracement. I'm looking for a far better, deeper retracement, a sell limit first, which then gives me a massive reward to risk. Most of these trades on the sell limits that I placed today are just over a 4-to-1 reward to risk. So if I get a retracement and the trade stays in and then it reverses back and hits my profit, I'm looking at about a 4-to-1. So in other words, 0.5% risk, 2% gain. Massive. So moving on to the next one. And again, you're starting to see the pattern here because they are very consistent. As Lincoln said, they are very, very consistent patterns today. Next one here, New Zealand US, which you kind of would expect. Aussie US is dropping, New Zealand US is dropping. Be careful though with these because they are all, not all, but most of these that we've looked at so far, no, in fact, all of these we've looked at so far are US dollar strength dependent. You're about to say the 70 level or the 69? Yep. The 70 level to me, being that big round number, is an even better area. So New Zealand US dollar here. See how it's had this almost like triple top through here, 3 bars in a row, 3 candles, 3 months in a row. Very strong level. So for whatever reason, this level, which is just over 65, has been very hard to break for the New Zealand US dollar. So now we're getting a reason for the stalling. We get the pattern in the candle, and we're off the middle Bollinger Band. Again, we have a really nice, strong hidden negative divergence pattern. And the profit target down here has no obvious support in the way, no previous bounces in the way. We don't need to break the bottom Bollinger Band because that's a long, long way away. So there are some really good setups for you. Let me move on to something that's not US dollar related. And again, I'm lacking a little bit of data on this platform here. And it's because this is a platform I've only just opened on Monday. So I could obviously import data or just go and create some more data back testing. But on here, this is a reversal. This is actually off the upper Bollinger Band now, the EURHKD Hong Kong dollar. And after this big uptrend here, I'm now looking for this to reverse and drop. A little bit harder for me to explain that one without the Bollinger Bands and the stochastics on there. That's purely through having a lack of extra data on the platform here. But I can assure you that that is a very, very nice setup as well. The Euro Swedish krona. I'm just trying to see if I had that on here. I think I put it on right near the end. Let me just go right to the end of this chart and I'll see if I did put that on here. Pretty sure I did. Maybe I didn't. But the Euro Swedish krona is also an option for a sell trade. And lastly, on the silver This again is an outstanding trade setup. Very, very nice. You can see overall it's been in a downtrend. It's pulled back. Indecision again. So two very strong bars here in the month of November and December. So it closed the year really good and strong. And silver was up it goes, but it didn't. It stalled. Indecision came into the market in January. February, it tried to test that level again in through here and it failed. And now it's closed very low. So it's closed strongly below the middle Bollinger Band with a trendline break, hidden negative divergence also, and room to move for my profit target down here before the bottom Bollinger Band. So again, that's a very, very nice trade. So those are my monthly chart trades. So the good thing is now, because we've got the next 4, I'm actually going to be presenting 10 total sessions here, 5 on Mondays, 5 Wednesdays. So the great thing with this is I'm telling you now what I'm doing for 12 trades here for the whole month. By the time that we get to our like 8th, 9th, 10th session, you'll be able to see how these went. And that's going to be a great thing about holding 10 of these. Is one nice thing. And thanks, Eightcap, for allowing me the month of March with an extra couple of weeks, because extra couple of sessions, because we did start in February. So we're going to be doing, don't forget, every Monday and every Wednesday at this time. 8 more sessions after this. If you didn't watch Monday's session from just 2 days ago, you can watch that as well on the YouTube channel. So this is the last monthly. Let's have a quick look at, before we move on, we've got a few more minutes, and I see there's a few questions. I will get to those very shortly. The buy trade I've taken today is on gold on the daily chart. So what I'm seeing here on gold is this big downtrend. So this is a reversal, and I'm looking for this to be a new swing low, which is what we saw here on Tuesday's candle. I've also seen a really good trend line break all the way down through here. Wherever you kind of take that from the swing high down through here, there's been a trend line break on the candle that closed on Tuesday. On yesterday's bar, we had a positive divergence. So stochastics getting higher as the price gets lower. But that was not a suitable candle pattern. I cannot take a buy trade there. It's just not good enough, not strong enough. But now that's Monday. On Tuesday, we get more confirmation. We've had this bounce here at around the 80, just over the 18 level, 1800 level. So good, strong area. Take this out, bigger picture, and you can see that gold's had a big uptrend, a pullback, and now it looks like it's heading back up again. The one thing I'm a little bit hesitant about is the Bollinger Bands are starting to tighten, but my profit target is just below this swing high here from the 20th, and that's looking like a really nice trade there on that one. So my profit target is before my R3 level. It's before 1850, and it's before that swing high from the 20th. So that's my daily chart trade. Only one that I took today, only one that I saw that was good. So also wanted to share with you, while we're on here, a fantastic trade setup that I saw on the Euro US dollar on the 12-hour chart today. So I'm just going to go and have a look at that now. So our monthly chart here, we're looking for this to fall. If we go to the 12-hour chart, I'm also looking for a sell trade. So this is the 12-hour chart on the Euro US. I'm looking, in fact, this would just be getting filled right now. I'm looking for a retracement, first of all, back to my pivot level, which, by the way, means I can put my stop loss above 106, which is a really important round number as well. So downtrend, pullback, N-shaped pattern. The limit order would be filled about right now. Stochastics are high and falling, and looking to take this down to this last swing low. So that's where we're up to on that one. Just going to bring up here for you the Eightcap calendar, and then I'll get to those last questions here. Economic calendar. This is a fantastic tool that Eightcap have developed here. It automatically updates to your local time zone. It gives you the impact if you're a news trader or not. Now, personally, I'm not a news trader. I don't trade fundamental news announcements, but I still like to see what's happening, what's coming up for the next day, or what happened the previous day, just to give me a bit of an explanation of what's happening in the market. But as a technical trader, I don't let the news influence me. But it's really important, if you are a fundamental trader or you want to find out more what's happening in the market, this is as good a news calendar that I've ever seen, and I've been trading for 18, 19 years. This is fantastic. They've done a really good job on here. Automatically updates to the next one as well. So it's really decent. There's some really good tools here as well on the margin calculator and profit calculator as well. So have a look on the Eightcap site there, and I see it's just been added onto the chat. So let's finish these questions. Awesome. Yep, you'll be watching all of the recordings and lives. Good. Do you sometimes have a profit target that goes through the middle Bollinger Band to the bottom one? No, I use Fibonacci levels for my profit. And if I'm taking a buy or sell off the upper or lower band, I don't really like them to have to go through the middle band. Can you tell us a little bit about your software? Sure. So, I mean, that comes with my Forex Trading Coach course, which is 14 years old. It's been running in April of this year. And what the software does is it basically alerts you. These are not buy and sell signals. As a coach, it's my job to teach people how to read the charts, not to say just follow blindly this arrow. What this does is it plots different types of candles that we're looking for on the completion of each candle. It plots them, and we have a few extras helping us, like the divergence levels, the Bollinger Bands, etc., and the pivot points. These pivot points and support and resistance levels are more relevant when you're trading from a daily chart down, and these update on every pair every day. So that's all contained in the course if you're interested. So yeah, we're going to be doing these again for the next 4 Mondays and Wednesdays. They're all going to be live. If you can't get live, obviously you can watch the recording. So I hope you enjoyed the session. I really have enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed Mondays. I really enjoyed today's as well. Thank you once again to Eightcap for giving me the opportunity to come on here and be the guest for the month of March. And look forward to catching up with everybody next Monday. So this is Andrew Mitchem here at the Forex Trading Coach. I'll see you at this time on Monday. Bye for now.